young royal ladies making their official debuts at very important events. We also have Queen Maxima of the Netherlands wearing what I can only describe as a Lion King ensemble. Crown Princess Victoria wearing, I would argue, a very questionable jumpsuit in Nigeria. And we also have Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, looking absolutely lovely in a very neutral ensemble, doing neutrals very, very well. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Royal Fashion News, your place for all those who have a passion for royal fashion. And today we are going over the best and worst dress list for the first half of April. So it's this April 1st through the 14th, all the royal ladies. And these are one of my favorite videos to do. I love looking at the fashion, discussing the fashion, and sharing with you guys my opinions on who is the best and who is the worst dressed of that particular time period. And oh, I have some strong opinions. So without further ado, let's get into it. And just as a reminder, everyone, this is all in good fun. So let's begin. Maybe we can learn something that we can utilize in our own personal style. All right, guys. So first on the best dress list, we have Queen Rania of Jordan, and she is wearing an Erdem draped crepe jersey midi dress in elderberry. And I just have to say, I love this dress. I love the color, although I do have to say, guys, I'm a little bit attracted to this color of the spectrum in terms of fashion. She also paired it with some Bottega Veneta maroon patent leather shoes, which I actually honestly would really love myself because I have a bit of a attraction to Mary Jane. And she also has a Louis Vuitton Go 14 PM bag, also in Bordeaux. And I had to say this look is sleek and sophisticated. I think she actually looks really, really smashing in it. And so I have to give this one a massive thumbs up. I think she looks absolutely great. She really does wear fashion incredibly, incredibly well. I don't know quite how she does it. She has had 4 children, but I think she looks absolutely amazing. And Queen Rania wore this particular outfit to meet the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgiana Meloni. All right, guys, next one. This was a little hard because I want to put it on the best dress list, but I can't because the fit is bad. So this is Princess Ingrid Alexandra of Norway, and she's participating in the state visit from Iceland, and she's wearing her mother's Brock collection coat. And we will get back to this issue, but while I think the coat is not terrible, and I do really like the addition of the headband. I feel like it gives her a very youthful appearance. The coat is not fitted to her. There has been a couple of times now where she's worn her mother's clothing, and it needs to be refitted because it doesn't fit, and so it tends to look frumpy when it could, I think, look very young and fresh. So my thought here is that if Metamara is going to go down this direction of lending her clothes to her daughter or passing them down, that's totally fine, but she needs to be able to fit them to her. I think the big problem here is that this coat does not fit, and it tends to look a little bad because it could be cinched in a bit tighter and I think look a bit better. The other option would be here to have a belt to cinch it in just a smidge more to give it more shape, but that's not a permanent solution. I think the real solution here is if Metamar is going to lend her clothes to her daughter or give them to her, she has to be okay with Ingrid Alexandra making them her own. So if you're also wondering as well, Ingrid Alexandra included some Michael Kors Alina Flex pumps, which you can actually get for quite cheap. I think I actually have a pair of those or the predecessors to those, and a Palmetto classic ring and garnet and smoke quartz with the Sarah's bag arabesque box clutch in silver. This is from Unidentified No More. So again, this is not a bad look, but she needs to be able to fit these things appropriately to her. No lending her stuff that doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It doesn't look good. They need to give her either a wardrobe to get her own stuff, or she needs to be able to fit it to her body. And this is going to be a special one because this did definitely follow Ingrid Alexandra into the state gala. And so she is wearing a rewear that her mom wore for Crown Princess Victoria's wedding in 2011 or 2010, excuse me. And again, we have the same sort of issue. It doesn't totally fit correctly because it was made specifically for her mother, who has a little bit of a different body type, different build. She had had 3 children. Ingrid Alexandra hasn't had any children. So you do have this situation where this dress could look really good. It just doesn't particularly look good on Ingrid Alexandra, or it could look better with a better fit, I should say. And This is a second time this has happened with a gala dress. She wore a dress of her mother's to Crown Prince Christian's 18th birthday gala. And so this has been a consistent problem. And I really wish they would just let her pick what she wants and just leave it at that rather than trying to give her her mother's things that don't totally fit or don't give her enough time to refit them to herself. So those are my thoughts there. Now, guys, originally I had this on the worst dress, but I do really like it. I just don't particularly like the shoes here. And this is Princess Charlene's Crisani suit with Francesco Rosso pumps and a Christian Dior clutch. So I really, really do love this suit. I think it's really nice. I think it's well fitted. I like the double-breasted style, but it's not too boxy. I just think the lip on these particular shoes are sort of catching on the end of her pants and making them a little awkward. You see it in a couple pictures, not very many, but from like the knee up, I think it's a fabulous look. I love the addition of the pearls. I really feel like it softens the look quite a bit because what we saw recently with Meghan Markle this week is a suit that I thought really ventured into the mannish territory. Like there's sort of a fine line between a suit that's feminine and has that like air of masculinity, but doesn't go full into it. And I feel like Meghan Markle's suit went there. I like this one on Charlene. It's a little softer. I'm not always a fan of the double-breasted style, but I think it works pretty well here. And the addition of the pearls sort of gives it that feminine air in addition to her softer hairdo. So in that respect, I really like it. All right, guys, next we have Queen Letizia of Spain. Wearing out an ensemble, I just feel like ventures into a bit of the weird. So we have sort of, I would call it more of a prairie style blouse. This is from Massimo Dutti. And she's pairing it with pinstripe pants, which I feel like is a little bit of an odd combo. I don't mind the blouse necessarily. I don't mind the pants necessarily. I just don't think the two of them go together. I think they just don't. Because the pinstripe always strikes me as very business, and the blouse more strikes me as very like feminine and a bit more bohemian. So I feel like we're having clashing of two separate styles here, and I'm not particularly a fan. She paired it with some Massimo Dutti heels. The pants are trousers, if you are being British. Come from Hugo Boss, and so does the belt. So this is not the worst look in the world, but I just really feel like we're venturing too far into very clashing styles, and I have to say I'm not a fan. So when it comes to sort of casual elegance, I feel like this look from Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, really hits all steams. It's also has a strong neutral palette to it, but I feel like works really well and is interesting. She's wearing a frame striped jumper. She has an 11T single breasted wool blend jacket. And then she has some Gianvito Rossi boots on. I don't know about her pants, but I really do like this. I really, really do. There's just something so lovely and casual and yet fun and also like really neutral about it that really works. This is how you do, I think, a neutral palette very well because it stripes at an additional level of interest. And I feel like the whole look really comes together very, very well. I'm a huge fan. So her jewelry is also Missoma and Giuliana Barella. So I think these are amazing pieces. I think she looks gorgeous. And so I have to give this one a massive thumbs up and put it on the best dress list. And guys, I have to wonder, did she purposely match herself to the dogs? Because that is pretty spectacular right there to match herself in coloring to the dogs. She was visiting the Yellow Labrador Club and attended one of their training sessions, apparently in Windsor. Oh my gosh, though, the matching with the dogs is like perfection. All right, guys, next we have Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. And guys, I love Maxima and I actually really love the idea of this dress. It just really, really wrinkles and kind of looks sort of bad. So I love the silhouette. I love the accents. The brown accents I think are amazing, or tan accents. I would actually love to sort of recreate a look similar to this. However, with a different style of dress, because unfortunately this one really, really, really wrinkles. And while I do have a dress that kind of does this in a similar color from LK Bennett, I think it works if you're a more private person because we all understand that certain fabrics wrinkle more than others and what have you. But when you're royalty, when you're out doing engagements, I think it's best to leave highly wrinkleable material at home and just stick with something that always looks good because you want to look always as presentable as you can. So she was wearing a Massimo Duty dress and waistcoat. And I do like the idea of the coat a lot. I'm sort of liking these coats that are more long vests that have zero sleeves. It's kind of awesome. And then she has a Maison Van Court belt and Gianvito Rossi pumps. Everybody loves their Gianvito Rossi pumps. Let's be honest. I just do not love this particular look. Again, there's a part of me that really, really likes it. And then another part of me that's like, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I do have to put this one on the worst dress list. All right, next we have Queen Letizia of Spain in this pattern ensemble from Massimo Dutti. And I do have to say, although I have mixed feelings about patterns, I actually really like this one. I think it's sort of subtle. It echoes a bit of polka dot, and it's sort of on a black background. So I feel like although it is busy, it's not too busy. We're not having a bunch of different colors or a bunch of really bright colors. Like this is very neutral. The background is black, the flowers are tan. So you have this neutrality working for it, which I think is really great. It has a pussy bow blouse. She has her gold and roses earrings, and she has some magret pumps and a bag. So I do have to say, I think this is really lovely. It's, I guess, International Romani Day. So I do have to give this a thumbs up. I know in a previous video, I've criticized patterns. I feel like this pattern, although it is, you could say, tends to lean more on the busy side, there is a part of it that is very, I think, likable. So I have to say, I have to like this one. It's not one of my favorites this week, but definitely deserves to be on the best dress list. All right, guys, this is sort of crazy, but I have to go with Crown Princess Victoria for this next ensemble, which is literally, in my understanding and viewing here, is a jumpsuit of flowers. This is all sorts of awful. It's horrible. I'm sorry. This is horrible. So it is a Silliman Fesaye outfit, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. She has Gianvito Rossi pumps, and according to Unidentified No More, a by Milana bag. And this is just all sorts of, it should be burned. It should be burned. Should never see the light of day again. And I almost feel like it's even more offensive that it's a jumpsuit. It's not even a dress, it's a jumpsuit. To me, it looks like a knockoff of an Oscar de la Renta, who has done very similar things. And in fact, a dress that Grand Duchess Maria Theresa has worn is very similar to this. So I think this is all sorts of dumb. I'm sorry. I love Crown Princess Victoria so much, but oh my gosh, honey, you need a stylist. This is not too good here. It just feels like a lot. Not to mention the fact that I think sort of like the stomach area is actually technically see-through. And so I'm like, what is this? And there's something to where I think it's really funny. Royal women, when they go to tropical environments, always wear floral ensembles for the most part. I find it very funny. But this is just bad. This is just bad. I have no other way of putting it. In fact, I'm kind of scratching my head going, why, oh, why, oh, why would she buy this? I don't understand. Victoria looked fabulous sort of around her wedding time, but since then, the styling has gotten a little bit worse. And she tends to go with, and this is something I say quite a bit, is that she has sort of facial dyslexia, so she tends to wear the same hairstyle. So she'll have a very severe hairstyle and then a very feminine ensemble. I think she needs to pair the severeness of the hairstyle with her clothes rather than trying to go always with these very soft looks and then the very severe hair. I feel like it's sort of is clashing because I think she tends to look better when she's doing sort of more of a business look or what have you. I'm just not a fan of her floral ensembles. So I have to say this is a big fat old no from me. It's all sorts of bad. Hopefully never seen again. All right, next we have Princess Catharina-Amalia of the Netherlands on the best dress list with this lovely bash dress or BA shush dress, BA and shush dress, something to that effect. And I really love this. I think this is casual yet also appropriate. She paired it with some borrows from her mom, which includes her Gianvito Rossi boots and a bag from Natan. Although I hope this is not an indicator that the girls are going to go and use Natan too much because I have sort of a love-hate relationship with the items from Natan. I find them to be very annoying at times. So I'm like, Really hoping it's not Nathan. Either way, I think Amalia looks lovely. So this was a very special event because she had to go to Madrid in order to be safe after there were some threats on her life in Amsterdam. So she actually moved to Madrid to continue her university studies. And so, in honor of the assistance that the country of Spain has given her, she gifted a bed of tulips in front of the palace there in the Spanish capital. So I thought that was super sweet. She was speaking some Spanish there as well, and I thought she looked lovely, although the dress did wrinkle a little bit. But I mean, it was sort of official yet also casual-ish. I think it still worked. So I did like it. I do have to give it a thumbs up. All right, so this look made me a little sad, you could say, because I do have to put Queen Mary on the worst dress list for this culottes ensemble with the burgundy boots. I feel like this is all sorts of weird and bad. And we also have a brown bag, so brown and burgundy and gray. I just don't feel like that's a good color combination. I think this is a one time where we had a bit of a fail here. So the outfit, or at least the jacket and culottes, are from Mark Kinley. She has a brooch from Christian Dior, a Chanel bag, and Aquazzura boots. And I like the boots. I like the bag. I'm just not a super big fan of the culottes. And although I love burgundy and gray together, we also have turquoise in the mix with the brooch. We have brown in the mix too. I just feel like this is a little too clashy. So I do have to put this on the thumbs down list. I'm not just a big fan of it. I think it's a little much. I don't like the culottes either. That seems like an odd choice. So for being in the fashion capital of the world, I just didn't feel like this look was all that fashionably inspired. All right, guys, next we have Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, at the Sovereign's Parade at Sandhurst, and she is wearing this lovely Amelia Wickstead coat. She has a Jane Taylor hat, her Prada pumps, which I do love. I love the silhouette of the Prada pumps. I wish they sold more of them. Anyways, I love Sophie's look here. I think it's absolutely fabulous. I love the color. It's perfect for spring. So I really do feel like this look hits it out of the park. And I especially love some of these pictures we got of her. I think with her blue eyes and everything, this look really, really does pop. All right, guys. So for our absolute worst look of the week, there is no one but Queen Maxima. Yes, I have seen this ensemble before, and I hated it then, and I hate it now. I feel like I want to call this Lion King reject because she is wearing this ridiculous necklace. I've been told it is a necklace. I think the rest of the outfit is probably Nathan, but this necklace thing is all sorts of hideous. It's so bad. It's so incredibly bad, and I just want to go, why? Why would anybody wear this necklace? It's just not great at all. I don't know who exactly designed the necklace, but it should stay wherever it is. I just think it's just overly fussy. And then you add that her hair got kind of poofy a bit too. It really kind of continues on the Lion King reference. So I just have to put this as a huge, big old no. I know somebody will tell me, oh, this is fashionable somewhere. But I don't think it's fashionable anywhere, to be quite honest. But it is very Max. It is very Max. So I am not totally surprised. But I was really, really hoping that this was going to go into the ash heap of fashion history. But apparently, no, the Lion King necklace is back. All right, guys, and as we round out this list, I have to talk about what is my favorite look of the week. And I do not know if this has ever officially happened before, but my favorite look is Queen Maxima. So yes, you can be the worst look and you can also be the best look. I am wildly consistent, I believe, in my personal opinion. Others would disagree, but I really, really like this Nathan number. So yes, I have things where I hate Nathan, and I have things where I like Nathan. And I feel like this dress is beautiful. I really do like it. It's gorgeous. I love her jacket. I love her earrings. They're ones that she's worn many times before, Steltman. I love the light pinkness of the ensemble and the addition of the sequins. I just think it's very professional. I really like it. It's a great silhouette. I know some people will go, oh, it's too boring. I love it though. One of my favorites. I have to give it the best look of the week. I feel like she does, especially kind of capes over dresses and stuff better than just about anyone. So I feel like this was a fabulous ensemble and proof that you can be both on the best dressed of the last 2 weeks and the worst dressed as well. So, guys, that is it for this list, except I do have one little mention, and that is Princess Isabella. So I wanted to put her on the list, but I held off since she just turned 18. And I really try not to be critical of the younger royal ladies too much. And I like this look. I like this suit quite a lot. I feel like though the cut of it is sort of unflattering to her, and that's what I would change about it. I will let you determine for yourself what that unflatteringness is, but I don't think it does her justice. Having seen her at the concert gala just a couple of days after these pictures were taken, I'll have my own I'll share with you soon. I just didn't feel like this look did her justice at all. So I love the color of it. I think though she should have gone with a different cut of the suit. All right, guys, that is it for my video. Let me know what you think of my choices for the best and worst looks of the month, or I guess the first half of the month. I'd love to get your thoughts. And for the last half of April, we will do that on the final day. That is my tenuous plan. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up, and I shall talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.